The bad man, Aaron Rodgers, is back in Green Bay. He has signed a 3-year, $150 million extension. You can see the contract details right here. And I am extremely excited to have him back. And any Packers fan who does not think that the 4-time MVP, 1-time Super Bowl champion, and MVP of that game, who threw for 4,115 yards, 37 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, 4 interceptions, with a 111.9 passer rating, which led the league last year. If anyone doesn't think that he is back, I don't really think you should subscribe to this account, because Aaron Rodgers has done more for this franchise than any player on any team other than maybe Tom Brady has done for their franchise. Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback of all time. He is the greatest quarterback of our generation. He is more skilled at football than Tom Brady is at football. He has brought so much entertainment and fun to this football team and watching on Sundays or Thursdays or Mondays than any player I've ever seen. It is a beauty to watch Aaron Rodgers throw the football. And I don't care about his family situation, his brother being a douchebag. I don't care about his vaccine status, which most people seem to be over. It's his body, his choice. For all we know, if he wants the vaccine, he can take it. And I don't really care about his body language when his receivers don't catch passes, because he is a competitor. He wants to win, and he is the king of this football team. And if he wants to criticize his teammates, he can. So I am extremely happy that the GOAT, it is Aaron Rodgers, it is not Tom Brady, is back in the green and gold uniform. I do not want any disrespect to Aaron Rodgers unless you are a Bears, Vikings, or Lions fan, or Aaron Rodgers or Cowboys fan, or any other team that Aaron Rodgers has done damage to. Because I know a lot of Bears and Vikings fans who love the man because he is an artist on the football field. This is not politics. We watch football hoping that we win the game and not analyzing their personalities. That is what Real Housewives is for. Anyway, on an unfortunate circumstance, Davante is gone. He will be traded to the Raiders for a first and second round pick, 22nd overall pick, and a 53rd overall pick. This is sad, but it makes sense because he was unwilling to play under the franchise tag, which was $20.8 million, and he demanded to be the highest paid receiver in the league. And now he is the highest paid receiver in the league, with the Raiders getting $28.2 million. He is now the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. So yeah, although it's sad, and he was one of the greatest route runners I've ever seen, maybe the best Packers receiver I've ever seen. He really helped the offense with his separation, his footwork, his route running, his hands. He was incredible. Aaron Rodgers said he was the best player that he's ever played with. It's very sad, but it makes sense due to our cap space situation. It was time for Davante to go, but I wish him well in Las Vegas with Derek Carr, his old college teammate. But yeah, Pat O'Donnell, punter from the Bears. He was on the Bears last year. He signed a 2-year deal for $4 million. So Corey Bojorquez will likely be released. O'Donnell ranked 17th in punt average at 46 on average yards in 62 punts. So he's about a middle of the pack punter, but we most likely did this for the cap space. Bojorquez was 14th with 46 yards on average, and also had the longest punts out of any punter at 82 yards. So although Bojorquez might be the slightly better punter, we most likely did this for the cap space. So I'm looking forward to having O'Donnell on the team, as with the Bears, he was solid. Allen Lazard was signed to a 1-year, $4 million deal. I'm very excited about this. I think this is actually a pretty cheap deal for him, as he's a great player. He's a great blocking receiver. He does all the little things right. He's got great size, great strength, great hands. He's familiar with LaFleur and Rodgers' offense. He's got great rapport with Rodgers. Rodgers trusts throwing to him. Rodgers trusts getting him the ball. So I think this is a great signing. He's cheap. So yeah, I'm excited about this. Then Oren Burks, former middle linebacker, has been signed by the San Francisco 49ers. This was a good move as it cleared cap space, and I didn't think he was all that great. And Zadarius Smith has been released. They said originally he was going to the Ravens, but then they came out later and said that he hadn't signed with us. But if he's going to sign with us again, I don't think he will. That makes no sense. We just signed Preston Smith, and we have Rashawn Gary still on his rookie contract, and that makes no sense to have 3 edge rushers. You only need 2 edge rushers. And with his back injury, he missed all last year until the playoffs with the back injuries. So that back injury could be sustaining. It could be a significant impact on his edge rushing. I mean, when you're using your back to try to get past, try to bull rush, try to get past the offensive lineman to get to the quarterback. So I really like this. I prefer, at first I think Zadarius has a higher ceiling than Preston Smith. I think he's more gifted than Preston Smith, but with the back injury, there's no telling whether he'll be the same again. And he would demand more money than Preston Smith because he's the more skilled pass rusher. So in the long run, this saves cap. So offensive tackle Billy Turner has also been released, which saves $3.43 million in cap space. He had a PFF rating of only 66.2 last year, so I believe this is worth it. So as a result, and Josh Nijman, who is now our new right tackle, had a PFF rating of 63.2, so lower but a little cheaper. And Cole Van Lanen, who's going to be in his second year from Wisconsin, he could pass up Nijman, but we would maybe need to draft a right tackle in the first or second round with our new picks, because it is very important we protect Rodgers well, because if Nijman and Van Lanen can't get it done, then we really need a right tackle to protect Rodgers. So we'd have Bakhtiari as the left tackle, and then either Nijman, Van Lanen, or a rookie, which would be a high draft pick, a first or second round, as our right tackle. Because last year without Bakhtiari, our offensive line was middle of the pack, but Rodgers still won MVP because he's a bad man. Anyway, Preston Smith has been signed to a 5-year, $65 million extension. And great season last year. He had a PFF rating of 80.8, which is excellent for an edge rusher. He had 9 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 24 tackles. I think this was an excellent signing, as he'll be a great duo with Rashawn Gary on the edge, and now we don't have to pay Zadarius Smith a ton of money. Davante Campbell has been signed to a 5-year, $50 million extension. I personally think this is the best signing for us. He was first-team All-Pro last year, 11 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 2 forced fumbles. The highest PFF graded middle linebacker last year with 84.7. I think this is an absolute steal of a signing. I think he took a pay cut to stay in Green Bay, because when you're an All-Pro and you're only getting paid $10 million a year as a middle linebacker, that is crazy. This is a huge signing for us. He's an absolute beast. So I'm very happy that Davante Campbell is staying in the green and gold. Then Randall Cobb has also been signed. He took a pay cut of $5.5 million to stay in Green Bay. So his salary for the 2022 season will be $3 million. And then this is a great move, as it saves money against the cap, clearing cap space. And then what I like about Cobb is he's experienced. He's been in Green Bay for maybe 10 years. He was with Houston and Dallas for a while, but he's been with Rodgers his whole career. He's good buddies with Rodgers. He's a good slot receiver. He's fast, not as fast as he used to be. Super high IQ, familiar with the offense, and he had a pretty good year last year. I believe he was our second in yards last year, second highest in receiving yards out of any of our receivers, next to Tay last year. And I've always really liked Cobb as a player, so I'm glad he's back. And Robert Tonyan has also been signed to a 1-year deal. The contract details of this are unknown for now, but I believe Tonyan's a great scheme fit. He's smart. He has good hands. He's fast. He's great blocking tight end, and he led all tight end. He tied with Travis Kelce, I believe, for leading all tight ends in touchdowns in 2020 with 11. So he had 11 touchdowns in 2020. So I obviously like Tonyan. I think he's very good. Then Rasul Douglas has been extended to a 3-year, $21 million deal. I'm very excited about this, almost as excited about this as the Davante Campbell signing. This is also hopefully very underpaid, hopefully a steal. it's well-deserved as he's a great ball hawk, gets a lot of interceptions. He had 5 interceptions in 2021, which was tied 4th among all cornerbacks, which included 2 interceptions ran back for touchdowns or pick sixes. He has great speed. He's great in coverage. Yeah, Rasul Douglas had an excellent year last year. And now our secondary is, I think, top 3 in the league with Jair, All-Pro, Jair Alexander coming back, Kevin King, Eric Stokes, Adrian Amos, our strong safety, and Darnell Savage, our free safety, along with Rasul. This secondary is scary. I think our defense will be top 10 again. It was 10th last year in yards given up, and I think it's going to be even better next year through the draft and through all of our re-signings. We didn't lose too many players on defense. So, yeah, I'm really excited. Rasul Douglas is coming back. And then now I think Jordan Love will likely be traded for a second-round pick with Rodgers on a 3-year extension, and I don't think he's retiring anytime soon. And if he does, I don't think Jordan Love has the talent for it to be a concern if we trade him and he goes off, because we can draft a new quarterback in like 2023 under Rodgers' deal and then develop him under Rodgers instead, because right now Rodgers is the future and you don't want to make Jordan Love wait 5 years or 3 years to develop under Rodgers when he wants to be playing. So I think we could get a 2nd or 3rd round pick out of Jordan Love. Releasing him, I don't know if that'd do too much. It would save like $3 million under the cap space per year. Or otherwise, we can just keep him as a backup. But I would shop around and try to trade him for a draft pick, maybe 2nd or 3rd round. And then news around the NFL. Tom Brady is back. This was no surprise. He was retired for less than 6 weeks. Well, now we have a harder path to the Super Bowl. We'd have to deal with the Rams, 49ers, and now Brady, but the Buccaneers have lost a lot of talent around both sides of the football, so I think we are the better team than the Buccaneers. I think when we play them in the regular season next year, we'll win. And then some good news is Khalil Mack, the best edge rusher on the Bears, who was on the Bears, is now out of the North and onto the Chargers, so this will be so much better for Aaron Rodgers and the Packers that we don't have to deal with Khalil Mack twice a year. And then free agent targets that we can afford. Cole Beasley is a little bit similar to Randall Cobb, a little younger, more athletic. He's a great slot receiver. He's fast. He's tough. He's gritty. I've always liked Cole Beasley as a player. And then Will Fuller, he's more tall. He's got great hands, great speed. So, yeah, those are the 2 free agent targets that we could afford. But I do believe that we will get our receivers through the draft and do it that way instead. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe for the best news analysis and follow me on Instagram.